Yes, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. This is Judge ONYIBE, and of course, without wasting much of our time, I want us to briefly look at a topic I titled, We Must Learn a Lesson. We must learn a lesson from Nnamdi Kanu and his Career Freedom Fighters Association. We must learn a lesson. Every area of our life, it is geared towards one direction. And that is, in every situation and circumstance, we must learn a lesson. But it's obvious, most of us are not learning anything. And you see, we will continue rigmaroling, probably until there is nothing left of us. But of course, before I proceed, I must appreciate the Almighty Creator who has made the heavens and the earth, who in His infinite mercy has decided to protect our people, to lead them through this precarious situation. And of course, our expected end cannot be cut off by any influence. I also appreciate men and women of goodwill, people of conscience, progressive-minded individuals who may not have the voice, the action, the capacity, or what it takes to protect the overall interest of our people, but in their little ways, they pray. In their little ways, they desire to see how they can influence a positive change in our society, our community, and our life as a people. I appreciate all of you. Because some of the reasons why people like us has not lost hope. We continue pushing for the emancipation of our people. We continue pushing not just for the well-being of Igbos/Biafrans, but of course the well-being of Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, the well-being of Africans, and ultimately the overall well-being of humanity. These are because there are people you may not agree with because you don't know them. First of all, these are because there are some of you out there. The truth is not in your favor, but yet you have to accept it because that is the truth. It cannot be substituted for anything. I see most of you, and you are the reason why we are still here. You see, in those days, Nnamdi Kanu paid agent, all those social media touts, they will be on my platform, say, idiot, idiot, Chris, your father, Sabu. Is it not amazing how everybody is becoming Sabu? The last Sabu and the ultimate Sabu is Nnamdi Kanu. Just watch and see. But some of you know this is the truth. This man stands by the truth. You could not do anything, but yet you did not allow yourself to be compromised. When I see such people, I have this courage to stand my ground and defend the overall interest of our people as we have taken oath. As Nnamdi Kanu have taken us to different shrines to take oath to defend our people. That is what we are doing. It became an instrument of destruction against our people. It's okay, most of you don't get it yet, but it's a matter of time. And of course, a young man called Uchuka from Mefo. If not for people like Uchuka from Mefo, there are many of them. But let me use him as a case study. By now, I will be fighting against myself. You should know what that means. When Nnamdi Kanu turned rogue, Uchuka was just a bobby in his hand. Uchuka didn't know what was going on. But Nnamdi Kanu have turned rogue, common criminal, picking pockets. It could be that he's under the influence of juju. Because if you know how many people using juju to remove that idiot, that would have called for him to humble himself under the mighty hand of God. But he turned God. That is when he betrayed himself. When Uchuka heard about these activities, criminal activities of Nnamdi Kanu, he engaged him quietly, peacefully, wishing the best for our people. Now they cannot turn rogue. They decide to victimize Uchuka for Mefo, as they did to other people. But what they didn't count on, China Sanguru, another idiot called DOS, that you don't wound the animal you cannot kill. What they didn't count on was that in 1 week they will get rid of their father, not me. What they didn't count on was that I am their destiny and I am their doom. I think they are mighty people. The stage is set. Or set here now. We must learn a lesson. Because I can still see many of our people have not learned anything. Politically, you must learn a lesson. Lately, Oji Zokalo was crying. This Nigeria is not fair to many of us. Thank God, not all of us. Finally, Nigeria is not fair to him. It's okay. He must learn a lesson. Oh, obedient, obedient, obedient. You must learn a lesson. During articulation time, what agreement did P2B, Atiku Abubakar, and Nnamdi Kanu have? What agreement did they have? After all, very unfortunate, disgusting, and disgraceful that most of you Biafran freedom fighter collected money and joined the tout in Nigerian politics. And so sometime when we were shouting political participation, they have collected money from behind. I restrained myself from antagonizing the obedient family during the time of election. Not because I didn't know what to say, but I was shocked that most of them that are very rich, supposedly disciplined, well respected, collected money. Money I know they must have finished spending it. They were sharing it to some misguided brothers. Obedient, 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 obedient. You sell the next generation. You can't learn a lesson. At the end of the day, you have learned a lesson. I told you in one of my brokers during that era, I said P2B will only go to court, adjournment and adjournment and adjournment. He has been paid, he has been settled, all of them have been settled. They are just stage managing your brain. You must learn a lesson. Those of you who are Christian, you are holy. You must learn a lesson in Nigeria. Gradually, they are making sure that Christianity or Christians become irrelevant in the face of Nigerian politics. Your men of God are not seeing it because somewhere along the line, it favors them. Nigeria is not an Islamic country to the best of my knowledge. And if it is, I'm not part of that Nigeria. It's supposed to be a secular state because I'm a Christian. You see, I do not blame the Muslim. Because for a very long time, we shied away from politics. It is a dirty game. We shied away from leadership. But we quote all the time that we should respect the leader. That is God that put them there. Why don't you position yourself for God to put you there? And I'm telling you, if you don't learn a lesson as a Christian, in the nearest future, the Islamic nation or people will put a law that will destroy Christianity in Nigeria. Don't say it's not possible. Jesus will do it. May I remind you that Paul the Apostle, who is the greatest, the pillar of the early church, built the first Bible school in Ephesus. When you talk about Moscow today, that is where Paul ended up living. That is where he did exploit. And I'm sure we have less than 5% Christian in Moscow, where Apostle Paul ministered the gospel in power, in truth and in honesty. Jesus allowed them to become Muslim. Don't deceive yourself. We will get there. It is the church that will be crying. All of you shouting, Olioboko, Arabaskandarababa, you will be the one crying. You must learn a lesson. You see, we get to a certain extent that we position ourselves for destruction without our knowledge. God will not blame you for it. He only wish we can realize our mistakes and then come back in position. And I'm not saying this to criticize anybody. I'm not saying it to condemn anybody. I'm saying it that let's begin to reason. Let's not overlook any thing that is being introduced in our life or society. Because most of them will be to the detriment of our people. And so when we hit the street agitating for Biafra, when we hit the streets calling for resource control, when we hit the street asking for the Bill of Rights, when we hit the street calling for restructure, to the extent that over 10 million Igbos or Biafrans have to die because of restructure, you must learn a lesson. And today, certain group of individuals, they corner our life. Tinubu is the president of Nigeria. He can do whatever he like. Buhari have done and is gone. Nigeria is still here. Tinubu should do his own and then leave. Nigeria will still be here. Another person will come and do their own. Nigeria will still be here. Abiola is dead. Yaradua is dead. But we must learn a lesson. Indigenous people of Nigeria, you must learn a lesson. My main focus is Nnamdi Kanu, the criminal and his criminal touts. But then, like I said, what we try to represent is not just for the Igbo man to be great or better than anybody. That's not part of it. It's not for Biafrans to be like Chineke. We are all children of God. It's so we can have a better world. You see, forensic investigation has revealed that some supposedly conspiracy theory are true. It's just like the issue of Islamization agenda in Nigeria. If you see the handwriting on the wall, you know it's true. Michael Jackson is a black man, black like me, but somewhere along the line, he decided to bleach so he can be accepted in the white communities. He lived almost half of his life as a white man and then the other half as a black man. And then he came to his senses towards the end of his life. And then what did he do? He tried to come back home as a black man that he is. And then his life was taken from him. You ask them today, they say he take over drug. Oh, he take over. Why is it that when he sang Do You Remember, that he now take over overdose of the drug and died? But when you know what killed Michael Jackson, you will know what killed Bob Marley. But that is not the issue. The point I'm trying to bring to you is you must learn a lesson. We are in Nigeria. Nobody will save Nigeria except the Nigerians. Nobody can save Biafrans except Biafrans. Nobody can save Ndibo except Ndibo. Nobody can save Africa except Africans. We must learn a lesson. And to be able to do this, you must separate yourself from the corrupt system. You must be secluded. You must be isolated. You must be ready to bear the burden of 1,000 hills, the pains of generation after generation. You must be ready to give it all. Give up everything. And you will understand that there is a power that actually shapes the will of man. Only those who are willing to walk that path will see that. Today, coming back to Nigerian setting, the president, Tinubu, is on charge now. And he's trying to do 3 things. Number 1, how to empower the Yoruba community, which is the right thing for any normal human being to do. But under the Nigerian setting, it could be considered as a sin. And then number 2, he is going to try to checkmate all those people who want to sabotage his government, which is the right thing for him to do. But under the Nigerian setting, he's going to target on certain individual. And number 3, many of the people who don't like him are going to do their best to destroy his government, blackmail his government. But let's look at it. In the end of the day, who suffers it? Who bears the brunt? It is Nigerians. From Aboki to Unyofemano to Ajokuta Mamomi, all of us will bear the brunt. Then in the end of the day, what is the essence of all this shenanigans being introduced by intellectually dishonest people and ignorant Nigerians all over the world? What is it all about? We must learn a lesson. I'm just trying to create a scenario. Maybe some of them will get your attention. But in the end of the day, my message is just simple. We must learn a lesson. And so while Tinubu tenure continues to roll down, a lot of things are introduced. Most of them may be for genuine intention. But then, You must learn a lesson. Let's look at maybe 3 aspects of it. Tinubu came into office. During one of his inauguration speech, he said subsidy will be removed. Why are they interested in this issue of subsidy? Who is collecting subsidy money? Why did NNPC not tell you who they are paying this subsidy to? Where are the name of the company collecting this subsidy? You see, you don't know anything about subsidy. They have been deceiving all of us over the year about subsidy. Now, the people collecting the money subsidy are not friends of Tinubu, so they won't collect that money again. Buhari couldn't do that because he had been in charge of NNPC since he was born, since he became a general under the British imperialists till today. He's the NNPC of Nigeria. So why will he remove subsidy? And now, the moment Tinubu announced it, what happened next? Oil marketers, I will not blame them, but I blame them. They increased the price. Today, we are buying fuel, some areas 500, sometimes 600 per liter. But the worst is yet to come, because let me tell you, the moment the subsidy is truly removed, because from the best of my knowledge, Buhari paid till the end of June. So anything from next month, get ready, you're going to buy the fuel, maybe 1,005 per liter. Because this is what they will do next. The moment the subsidy bill that the president, the last government or administration paid expires and subsidy completely removed, they will create artificial scarcity. This artificial scarcity, you will be forced to buy fuel like 1,000 or 1,005 per liter. It may last for like a month or thereabout, depending on how much fast they are able to break you. And finally, Dangote refinery will open, and then you can buy from Dangote refinery higher than what you are buying now. But you will be grateful after all, at least we can see it and buy. That is how they've been stage managing us. That is why anything that goes up never comes down in Nigeria. So, but at the end of the day, is this the life we are supposed to live as a people? Considering the amount of natural resources and human capacity, God-given wealth upon us as a people. But you see, I may not be in the position to say this, neither are you, because we continue blaming each other. You must learn a lesson. Let's look at the second one. They are telling you they are going to grant student loan. Students will now go and collect loan. They will borrow money. And most of you are happy. Oh, student loan, student loan. But you don't know the implication. Because most of you who are going to government school now, very soon you'll not be able to go to government school. And the criteria to get this loan, more than 99.9% of Nigeria cannot meet the requirement. And those Nigerians that can meet the requirement don't actually need this loan. Who is deceiving who? This is just another avenue to increase school fees and make education more expensive. But you won't understand. You must learn a lesson. And then at the end of the day, those who are hell-bent to destroy the government of the day, for their own selfish interest, their own selfish reason, they suffer all of us. From Yoruba to Hausa to Igbo, they suffer all of us. From Gwari to Nupe to Ibibio to Efik to Anang, to Urobo to Ishekiri to Idoma to Igala, to Esha, Esako, Ekpoma, Uchi, Eruma, all of us, they suffer all of us. You must learn a lesson. But the process of emancipation needs to be clearly defined. It needs to be separated from what is obtainable at the moment. Without that, you are not going anywhere. And that is how we got ourselves here. Learn a lesson from what IPOB is going through. And then the next move to emancipate our people. The next move to emancipate Africans. And eventually all black people around the world. Is to separate ourselves from the corrupt system already. The Because you cannot solve the problem with the same process that created it. Now let's come back home. In the 2014, 2015, and some of you started 2012. You see, when you join IPOB, you will know God was there. You will know it was divinely influenced. There were a lot of atrocities going on. But you see, that darkness could not destroy the light. People were willing to die. We never knew there was exchange of currency. We only saw genuine men and women who devoted their time, their talent, their resources into this project. All they wanted is a country they can call their own. All they wanted is to be comfortable in their father's house. All they wanted is to be able to live wherever they are around the world and come back home. All they wanted is to be the author of their destiny. I was such a person. And so we sacrificed so much. Nnamdi Kanu was less sane. But he played his role as a leader. It was easy for us to acknowledge him. Attract divinity to everything he does. He took that grace for granted. But like every other person, they make mistake. David made mistake. He killed Uriah, his friend, just to take the wife Bathsheba. And when he was confronted by Prophet Nathan, David did not bother to try to defend himself. Till today, David did not defend himself nor condemn himself. But he humbled himself before God and said, "Cast me not away from your presence, O Lord. Take not the Holy Spirit from me." He pleaded with God. That is the difference between David and every other person. So when God said, "This is a man after my own heart," if you know the atrocity of David, you will wonder the kind of person that God is. If you see Solomon, the wisest man, and the level of his stupidity, you will question the true definition of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But you see, his ways are not our ways. And when you think he's not there, that is when he's truly there. For he has clearly told us that in our weakness, that is when his power is made manifest. And all of a sudden, Nnamdi Kanu lost his mind. He thought he was the Alpha and Omega. He thought he controlled everything. And then he became God. You must learn a lesson. Some of you today, just listening to that dwarf in Finland, Simeon Ekpa, hired to change narrative, moving us from political machinery, from pressure group to political machinery. Some of you even condemning Simeon Ekpa have derailed, rotten more than Simeon Ekpa. Just watch him giving order, calling Enugu people. Enugu people, Atoro, kill your governor. Enugu people, Melu, kill all your politicians. Enugu people, brainless idiots, destroy your people. Some of you will get angry now that I'm insulting Enugu people. I am not. I'm only telling you how Simeon Ekpa is addressing you. But Simeon Ekpa is from Ebonyi State. When will he cause David Umahi? When will he, Simeon Ekpa, tell Ebonyi to sit at home? When will the idiot marrying his mother age in Finland, when will he come to protect Ebonyi people? It's not about deceiving you. Or are you telling me he loves Enugu people more than Ebonyi people, his people? They catch on you, they cash on you. They feel you are weak. And let me tell you, the most transparent breed of Igbo I have seen. When I mean transparent, they don't want problem. Somehow, I can't explain it. They are very accommodating. It's Enugu people. And they are taking it for granted. They are finished killing Imo. They are moving to Enugu. In fact, Ebonyi State have taught them lesson. So while they are running away from Enugu and Ebonyi, they want to turn Enugu to their killing field. We all have our ways, how we behave. Ebonyi people are naturally homey. Anambra is hospitality. Imo State is supposed to be enlightenment, but the level of idiot they have provided these days make me to question that. Everybody has where he belongs to. My people is Onya Pakwala Inye Kanodo. Everybody have how he behave. You want to be good, we are good. You want to be bad, we are bad. You say you are mad, we are crazy. So everybody have how they function. I need you to learn a lesson. What they are doing is not how to take us home. We've been harassed, intimidated, oppressed in our own land by external force, and we are doing the same thing to our people this very moment. Tell me in your heart of heart, if you live in Nigeria here, if you live in the southeast here, you tell me, yes, I love the seat at home. You're doing that because you don't want to be killed. Learn a lesson. Gra will not take us anywhere. Learn a lesson from Nnamdi Kanu and his criminal gang. They've not learned. When we had the attention of our people, when we had the support of our people to go on their behalf, to take this lead and represent them, what did we do with it? That opportunity is still going to come. Prepare your mind. What are you going to do with it? Nnamdi Kanu, under the government of the past administration, Buhari, have been looking for her to get off the hook. Political association, political pardon, political mechanization, all of them didn't work. Nigerian youth has a reason or a need to protest. They organize NSAS. NSAS would have been able to change or uplift some of the burden in the weight of Nigerians. Nnamdi Kanu went on Radio Biafra and destroyed NSAS. If you know how many people that died because of NSAS, most of you will weep. But they will not be accounted for because they were associated with Nnamdi Kanu, who turned a terrorist. Because he came on Radio Biafra. Kill Tinubu, destroy Tinubu, burn Yoruba house, kill Lagos. Those of you in Edo State, there is a gun in Edo State. Go and carry Edo State. Go and do this one. Today, many Delta people, many Edo people, I'm talking about Esha, Urubu, Ishekiri, Isako, Ekpoma. That deal most of you entered with some corrupt Igbo politician. You know the Igbo bear the brunt. That money, you will not enjoy it for long. You are carrying a curse you will not escape yourself from. But at the end of the day, it's the same rope that holds us. You cannot love Igbo man more than Igbo man. You cannot love Igbo man more than Igbo man. You must learn a lesson. But you are not learning. I hope these brokers will make you to learn a lesson. Peter Obi want to be the president of Nigeria. More than half of his campaigner are Urumi, Esako, Ekpoma, Awuchi. All of them can't hear Igbo. All of a sudden they love Igbo. Did I tell you they hate Igbo before? They were the social media warrior. I watched them confessing one day. They gave Oraka 15 million. No, they gave Oraka 25 million. Oraka said they gave him 15 million. Now, who is Oraka to put P2B? His mouth will put P2B inside the presidency. There are things I will not tell you, but people listen to what we say. We talk to people. People talk to us. But we take a stand. We cannot negotiate with anybody less than what we want. And what we want is not that difficult. It's not expensive. So where is all the campaign and all of them don't enter? They have taken their share It's like when you hear Ife, another Urubu people shouting, oh, give us Biafra. Ife will be telling you, go and kill the Enugu people, kill all the saboteur. Have you seen Ife call one Urubu or Shekiri saboteur? Only one person that was like trying to be sincere was the witch of Massachusetts, Josephine Erewa. She was sincere to the best of my knowledge. People like Bright Chimezie corrupted her, and then she turned to idiot at her age. They polluted her. I'm talking about Josephine Erewa, the witch of Massachusetts. All this condemned property. I be happy, oh, formidable, hardcore, atoro. What they cannot do in their place, you allow them to be doing it to you. You must learn a lesson. All this shenanigan will not take us anywhere. Our people need to be enlightened. They don't even know what is happening. All of us are just doing Oshobi, hey, Oshobi, hey, Oshobi. Hey. But if you can ebe, kakwanebe, don't you get it? View Nnamdi Kanu platform and the journey so far, and try and learn lesson. Let's look at the recent saga. Kanu Kanu, Kingsley Kanu, also known as Emma Powerful. Don't misquote me. There are many Emma Powerful. But one of them is Kanu Kanu. All this is Nnamdi Kanu trying to disguise so that when they are going to collect money from behind, you will not know who is collecting the money. When Alain Onyema took Nnamdi Kanu, and the rest of them to America to chop money, they didn't take one IPOB person. And then Alain Onyema thought he was dealing with IPOB people. When they tell you, they say it's a more powerful. Which of the more powerful? That is how they deceive you. Now, take a look at what they are doing. Nnamdi Kanu supposedly junior brother sacking Nnamdi Kanu lawyer. And from the best of my knowledge, son, barrister, heaven and earth, Uzukume Abiohyokohyo, is now a saboteur. Whether you call Barrister Jofo a saboteur or not a saboteur, he's IPOB member, he's a saboteur, all of them are the same. They are not sacking him. Now they can't say it's not sacking him. But all of them are deceiving themselves. Now look at the group of all these idiots, all these criminals. Just look at how they relate with themselves. And learn. Let's know what makes Nnamdi Kanu a leader. Darlington Aside Pepe is there disgracing himself, insulting everybody. Where is the one in South Africa? What do they call his name? That Ishiakma that don't have hair. The one that say wig. Shouting. Yeah, these are idiots who don't know anything about the struggle. I need you to look at all of them. Where is our sister Nelly Fuibu? No, imagine how a respectable or supposedly a lawyer, a disciplinary, somebody like Simeon Ekpa, showing the nude of Igbo woman on to the global community. I need you to see how rotten these people is. Just a glimpse. Somebody called me from the National Assembly about 3 days ago. And what did he call to tell me? These were sympathizers. We used to chat, talk about the struggle and the rest of it. But why did he call me? He saw the stupidity and hopelessness of Nnamdi Kanu and his start. And he said, you see, when this issue started, I really didn't believe you're part of the story. But you see, what is really happening in IPOB now, I see clearly what you were trying to point out to. I say, you have not sinned. You have not sinned because I have not said my own part of the story. Let God help Nnamdi Kanu so that Tinubu will remove him. You have not sinned. No, I need you to sample them one after the other. Check the DOS. If you know Austin Agbanyem, tell Austin Agbanyem that day they had the Zoom meeting and the DOS asked some students to mobilize students who have HIV so that they can use it to go and give HIV to politicians. I say, ask Austin Agbanyem, he's from Imo State. So you send your daughter to school in Nigeria. Their own children is in abroad. They are looking for your daughters that have HIV or probably give them HIV. Then they now use it to be sleeping with people. And most of these people are Igbo people. And most of the students who were there, as Amarachi turned away, go fire all of them, a very useless set of people. As Amarachi now, and you're telling me Nnamdi Kanu don't know. So sharing, distributing HIV to kill Igbo people. That is how you love Igbo people. And when they come, they say, hey, our people, we must be resolute. You think they love you. When they come out, they tell you, say your mouth, they smell. Because if they smell, now we be your enemy. Don't worry, you people must know the truth. I'm not in a hurry. Why are you waiting? To kill a millipede, you don't hurry. Because it's not going anywhere. I need you to watch them. They are hiding now. Watching Nayanya. Asking Nayanya, where is our money? Egi dozi obodo 1, egi dozi obodo 2, ego banko 1, ego tai road, ego menka nanka. Where is our money in Kolo, Germany? Yeah, Nnamdi Kanu don siphon. Where is okay foreign and all that too? Where is Rabbi Charles Akirolweke? Where are they? Where is Ego Yibo, the one that loved us and gave us $100 million US? Where are all of them? Nnamdi Kanu allowed himself to be reprogrammed to self-destructive. And all the people that were actually the ones protecting him, he thought he have arrived. He destroyed them. Now look at him. You must learn a lesson. Each time we make a move to emancipate our people, when we are close to getting it all right, one person out of greed will want to hijack the whole process. But if I become the hero of the whole universe, to what end? A Yoruba woman I respect so much, she called me one day and said to me, if you are the only rich person in your family, no matter how wealthy you are the poorest person in that family. Because you know, as a first son, I was doing good on my own level, and then all my younger brothers have to depend on me to pay house rent, to pay school fees, to do. I look like a big boy. But this is a Yoruba woman. Was trying to advise me, don't let these people continue to rely on you, because if you fall, you will fall lower than them. All of you are going to fall. The message was simple. I learned a lesson. And then every opportunity I have, I empower them. Today, I can proudly tell you I am the poorest person in the family. As we speak in my family, I am the poorest person. But you see, I am contented. But you see, nobody is calling me to beg me money, except few of my friends that are still struggling, that maybe I'm better than. Nobody calls me from my family, not my father. Of course, my mother is late, not my brothers. Nobody calls me to ask me for money. Because when I had the time, I did not allow it to end with me. Imagine I want to become the only Alpha and Omega, so now they cannot become Alpha and Omega. Imagine if this family of IPOB were the way it used to be. All this rubbish where they happen, I tell you by now, what we are talking is different. What we say will be implemented. But who attends to idiots? Who attend to criminals? Who attend to touts? You come out, you advising Nnamdi Kanu. You will come out and say, they think we are learned. We are learned. Look at Arturo everywhere. You can see the level of their knowledge. We are learned. Where did this school? Listen to names of most of the principal officers in IPOB then. You begin to hear something like Dr. Bidio Bienu. You begin to hear something like Dr. Clifford Iruanya. You begin to hear something like Barrister Imam Mezu. You begin to hear something like Dr. Uchenwu Okenkwo. You begin to hear Doctor, Barrister, Doctor, Engineer Ikenanwa Nonenyi. Wonderful, wonderful name. And of course, Ogwaja like us, you hear Reverend. You should understand the implication. But am I telling you it's about the certificate? This is to tell you, you have people, progressive-minded individuals on the platform. Most of them are 2 times older than that useless animal called Nnamdi Kanu. And when we come to discuss how to engage Nigeria, everybody bring his sincere and uncompromised suggestion. Today, who is deciding now? No, I need you to learn a lesson. You see why I need to point at it? We were almost there. We almost got home. And it's amazing those who hate Biafra. It's amazing those who hate Igbo. They are the one now shouting, we are doing this. All of them are going to cry. We are spending our time praying to God. He must take this thing away from us. He must touch us. Metu anya ka gị, Chineke o. Metu anya ka gị, Eze o. Metu anya ka gị, olileanya anyị nwere. Metu anya ka gị, Chimo. You think we are keeping quiet? You think we are going to fight you with gun and bullet? You think it's about this social media war? We will beat you in your own game. But let God decide who is right and who is wrong. And let God decide the portion of everyone. I said, learn a lesson now. Sit back. Don't be deceived by all this entertainment. Small time they go back to your root. Small time they go to different programs. They are now entertainer. They will now wear fine clothes. The dwarf will carry sword and Mongo Park shoe. He will come in one parlor and be demonstrating. In a thing, hardcore committed. Una no get sense. Now the Kanu will go to America, stay in the balcony of one of IPOB member, snap picture, rub lipstick, bend, compose, do selfie. Yeah, fine man, Atoro. How fine is Nelson Mandela? How fine is Mama Gaddafi? How fine is Jacob Nkrumah? How fine is Samun Bakwe? And then how fine is Dim Chukwuemeka Odimegwu? Show me the picture of their selfie. When we are losing our way, we can't even learn. You must learn a lesson. What is happening in the Nigerian state? We must learn a lesson. But let's begin to draw inspiration. Let's begin to correct the errors of our way through the hopelessness of Nnamdi Kanu and those stout around him. Now there is no money. Do you know what unknown gunmen are doing now? They are now going to house, collecting people's phone number. Ndibo, that is who they are doing this thing to. They will now call you, Maze Ejike, you see, we have your number. We are in the camp. We need money. Can me find me? You give us food, give us in the freedom fighter. You can see, you can imagine. I was privileged to be in a high-profile meeting. High-profile meeting. And we were talking about how to confront these issues. Having discussed, this will cost millions of dollars. Who has that money? How do we get that money? And then they know we are not ready. But then he who live, who fight and run away, live to fight another day. When some Nigerian corrupt politician gave money to Nnamdi Kanu, he saw money and then he thought he's a millionaire. It's just only agitation. No? He can't even buy gun for known gunmen. They resolve in killing police. Which police? Igbo police. Which army? Igbo army. Who are they killing? Igbo people. Now they've run out of... Come and kidnap now. You want me to tell you who is a Bubago? I know Igbo people don't know who is Ebubago. You want me to tell you who is Ebubago? You will see why you cannot defeat Ebubago. But let me use a coded word. Nnamdi Kanu is Ebubago and Ebubago is Nnamdi Kanu. But yet, he has no control over them. It's a story for another day. So in the presence of Ebubago, let them come and kidnap now. These are high-profile issues. You don't know. But it's just that in your ignorance, you suffer all these things. Tell Nnamdi Kanu to come and stop Ebubago now. If you join Ebubago and you way in one, Ebubago is evil. Ebubago is the savior of Igbo people in a time like this. But who is Ebubago? You see, David Umahi saw the level of poverty in Ebonyi State. He gathered Ebonyi youth, empowered most of these misguided brothers. Today, they know the truth. China Sanwo-Olu, where is dead man walking of Ebonyi State? Simeon Ekpa, if supposedly you are from Ebonyi, go and do unknown gunmen there. So you see the thunder that will fire you is waiting for you already. Let us learn a lesson. What they are doing now is they are begging money. So the moment they get your phone number, you begin to panic so that they will not come and kill you. But don't worry. If they threaten you, they have your phone number. That's what they are doing now. They are going everywhere in Imo State, every community, calling all the rich men, home and abroad. They will threaten you. If you don't give us, we kidnap your mama, we kidnap your papa, we do like this. For the meantime, just save yourself. But it will not be long. They will see what they are looking for. That is the level it is. Now the Kanu just receives small money. Small money. Where is the money now? The mansion, now the Kanu mansion in Kenya alone, almost took 50% of IPOB money. We are not talking about his investment in different companies. Where you are wearing Findi. Do you know how much Nnamdi Kanu is making from that company? I'm waiting for the day you people will sue me to court. So we can dig out the one we have not told our people. Criminals everywhere. So just follow their social media. They have spent more than a decade blackmailing our people. Once you fall out of tone with them, they go and say, oh, this person is a criminal. Oh, Onyoshi, Onya Aburesibo Mado, Onaruro Jusokaru, Onya Narolo Chikuman. What is your problem? You don't wound the animal you cannot kill. And you see, when you go around messing up with everybody, be very careful because some people don't forgive. The revenge. Can't we learn a lesson? Now, a platform that is actually created to give relevance to our people is now destroying our people. Who did the Nigerians fear now? Who does the Fulani fears now? Who does your politicians fear? Who does the imperialists fear? And who would they listen to? Who look relevant now? Tell me, who among you look relevant? Because today, when you identify within Nnamdi Kanu, you become a target. You will be brought down. And if they want to bring you down, the easiest way to bring you down is through Nnamdi Kanu. Why? Because Nnamdi Kanu have soiled his hand. Look at Emefiele. Nigerian to be telling you that Emefiele, one of the allegations is that he is sponsoring unknown gunmen. Don't you know where they are coming from and where they are going to? But I warned Emefiele. I warned Emefiele. I told him, call home, find out the impact of what you are doing. Emefiele said they have a plan. The plan they have is to save our future. Tell Emefiele that fake currency he print under Buhari, that money they print, if you see the fake in circulation, It's more than even the old money. But wait, we didn't see. Everywhere 1,000 fake. Even dead man, no, it was targeted at Tinubu. Today now they are calling you unknown gunmen. And I'm sure you're going to pay dearly for it. But in those days, when we have something institution they fear, they can't come for any of you. Because they look whether you have affiliation with those relevant body then. They used to respect World Igbo Congress. They used to respect Ohaneze Ndigbo. They used to respect Alaibo Development Union. But what happened today? The moment these people associate with Nnamdi Kanu, that is the end of their career. They become terrorists by association and assimilation. They will get you. That is why I keep warning you. Disassociate yourself from Nnamdi Kanu, or else you will be humiliated. Nnamdi Kanu ended up changing a pressure group, a liberation movement, to getting leverage, robbing politicians. Any politician that didn't give him money, oh, you are a thief, you are a saboteur, you are killing Igbo people. Ha! Let's learn a lesson. Tell me any group, anybody that will come out today and talk and Nigerians pay attention. Even your press communique means nothing to them. You should be very well assured that in the past 4-5 months, Afeni Ferry has not issued any press statement. Arewa Youth Forum has not done that. But we have, in fact, Ohaneze Ndigbo have issued more than 70 press statements since last month till today. Don't you think something is wrong? Because you know they are not listening to you. You want them to listen to you. Nobody takes a kingdom by word. You take it by action. This is the time for that action. Not action of terrorism. Not action of intimidation. Not action of propaganda and blackmail. Not action of lies and deceit, manipulation. Action of Ujofo Ghana. Action of he that must go to equity must come with clean hand. Action of Anekwekwane Meme. Picking pocket everywhere. Endangering the future of the next generation. The new government has just started. A lot of things is going to happen, which you are not ready for. But cool down. Take it easy. It's not too late to savage ourselves. It's not too late to point Nigeria to the right direction. And it's not too late for us to do the right thing. For God's sake, we are not asking for the life of anybody. For God's sake, it's not our intention to undermine anybody. For God's sake, we didn't come out to kill anybody. But if the situation necessitates, then so be it. Many hekimetan may killing anyone. Let's save our people. Idiots are running scalewa. Now, you can insult me, you can curse me, you can get sense. But I beg you, go back and monitor Nnamdi Kanu platform. All his recruits, social media world, go and monitor them and learn a lesson. Try and find out where we are losing ground. Try and assess the whole process and tell yourself the truth. Where is Ikengo Ruago? Atoro everywhere. Where is my brother that was in Biafra television trying to be relevant? Where are all the groups you are forming to deceive our people? Under our watch. We are Biafran watchmen. Under our watch. Tell Nnamdi Kanu, as he's planting all those small robbers, saboteurs everywhere to disorganize us, we will be blowing them out. Since men of these days have learned how to shoot without missing, we shall learn how to fly without perching. Let's learn a lesson. This is a simple thing. As far as I'm concerned, a restructured Nigeria is as good as Biafra. But how can this process come with the influence of 1999 Constitution? How can this influence, this restructured Nigeria ever be possible when we do not have right mind and right thinking people? How can this process be introduced when we are led by dishonest intellectual individuals? And when we are not sincere with ourselves, how can these principles come true? If we can't recognize a genuine leader and give them the undying support, how can we engage these people at this stage? If we have genuine leaders who will refuse to be compromised, as Nnamdi Kanu have been compromised, how can we boast of attaining to such level? I don't expect you to understand everything I have said anyway. But do not shield your sword yet. Don't lay down your arm. Not until every Biafran child, every Igbo child can sleep and have this hope that he or she is protected socially, politically, economically, and otherwise. Until we get to that level where every Nigerian child will be confident that their future is secured, irrespective of ethnic background or religion influence, until Africa is free and the black race completely emancipated, I think the journey is just one step we have made, and that is we've been able to register our displeasure, and that yet we are in need of something. But we have not even begun. And then before I bring this broadcast to an end, let me see if there is any Nnamdi Kanu recruit on my platform, because they are not paying them again. They are now looking for people to hijack and collect money. Let me look at the people there, if I can see them clearly here. I have Ebube here. He say, you are a fool. Nnamdi Kanu is, yes. Ebube, I am a fool, of course, but I'm not foolish. That's the problem. I am a fool. We all fool once in a while, but I'm not foolish. Ebube, Chisum, or what is your name? I am a fool, I agree, but I'm not foolish. But then Nnamdi Kanu and people like you and your father, you are foolish, useless criminal. And then what do you have here? You say, Woto, continuous. He say everybody from Eastern State of Nigeria is a saboteur. That is why they can never be president of Nigeria. Woto, continue. I will not agree with you, because it is the saboteur that are creating the saboteur. I will not agree. I have been privileged to meet with many people from different parts of the world. Now, when I mean many people, not just in Nigeria, if my mother or my parents have 10 children, I'm the only person outside my sister that is married to black. So I have Indian daughter-in-law. I have German. I have different countries. I know how they behave. I have seen all of them. And I've said in my broadcast many times, if I die today and God said to me in heaven, did you see angel when you walk on earth? I will say, yes, I saw. And he will say, where is the angel? I will point to one Igbo man. This is not to flatter anybody. I have seen Igbo people so fine, so redefined, so purified, so sweet, so wonderful, that when I see idiots and criminals and tout like Nnamdi Kanu, it baffles me. And you see, that is why I have always campaigned for condemning a whole generation because of the atrocity of one idiot. If Nnamdi Kanu has told the right path, today everybody will see all of us as formidable people. Now, when they sold us and turned us to caricature, no, come and see how they will kill a young man betrayed by China Sanwo-Olu and Chike Doziem. And they use their body to desecrate our land. When you say everybody is a saboteur, I will agree on one sense. And that is, we are all guilty. But yet we are not guilty until proven. We have sincere people. Just that we have not given them the chance. Let's see another person. This is Mark Dollars. You should remember what Jesus Christ said. Father, forgive them. Mike, you are correct. Jesus said, Father, forgive them. But now, let me briefly address that issue, Mark. And he said there are three that bear witness: the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. If you sin against the Father, you will be forgiven. if you sin against the Son, you will be forgiven. But if you sin against the Holy Spirit, he said you will never be forgiven. Even in 100 lifetime, you will never be forgiven. Why can't God forgive Satan now? How can you forgive somebody who have not acknowledged he commit offense? When you agree, acknowledge you are wrong, then forgiveness can then take its full course. When Nnamdi Kanu acknowledge he's an idiot and a hopeless animal with all this gang of career freedom fighters, and then we forgive. But he's telling you on daily basis, but they're lying. How could you do that? How can God forgive Satan, knowing fully well that iniquity has taken over him? Let's see another one there. This one is still McDonald's. I think I have to check for another saboteur. You see, our people, their brain is becoming okay gradually, because there are very few here now. You have Jackson. Is it Uzurumba Jackson? He say you are more than foolish and hungry. Is there anything? That is the greatest influence of Nnamdi Kanu and his criminal gang to Igbo people. Go to Yoruba platform. If they are not with you, they move on. Go to Hausa platform. If they are not with you, they move on. But then Nnamdi Kanu, somewhere along the line, was able to infuse stupidity and idiocy in the mind of ordinary Igbo youth. And so you think by coming on somebody's platform, I say, idiot, God punish you, you are a sabo. You don't call people sabo anymore. You think it changed anything? You think it erased anything? Is there anything you can do more than to curse and swear? That is your portion. That is your lot. Is there anybody you have not cursed? But you are just showing the world how dirty you are. Can't you see people like the person I just talked about now, referencing me to Jesus and encouraging me to forgive? Don't you know those things break my heart and make me want to rephrase some of my statements? But idiot and scalawa like you, it is your hopelessness and stupidity that fuels me. If you curse me, and then I can be able to samaj you very well, Atoro, very hopeless animal who don't know his father. And then I have another one here. One's a Precious G. He said, good morning, sir. God Almighty Chukwu Kikabiama bless you and keep you for the good work. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, Precious. And then you have Frank Uma. He said, madman, mumuma, thunder. You see, everybody is recognizing Igbo people, for instance, for this hopelessness. But it was not in our character until Nnamdi Kanu came. No, imagine Nnamdi Kanu stood on Radio Biafra and begin to shout, Igbos are cursed. Have you seen anything done in Igbo that succeed? Have you seen anything you do in Igbo that ever succeeded? Igbo are cursed. And you are loving him. Is thunder not firing your generation? Or you have forgotten? If I were the one that said it now, many of you will say rubbish. If it was Asare Dokubo that said it, many of you will say rubbish. If you were Ikwere man that said that thing, today Ikwere will pay dearly for it. But you see, Afari Beku man, he said Nnamdi Onyoshi Kanu. He came on Radio Biafra and told the whole world that Igbos are cursed. And you can't see this man is cursed. That in Igbo Bondowa Burono, you can't do anything in the name of Igbo and it succeed. And so, Frank, do you think when you curse me now, it mean anything to me? When you don't have regard for your father and your mother, is it a regard that for me that matters? You see your shame. Let's see another animal there. Is there any other animal from Nnamdi Kanu? You could have shown your face. Mumu, I was the African rep, member of the DOS. I live between Port Harcourt and Orogodo. Thompson, you don't have sense. Ask genuine IPOB member who have run away. All of them know me. I walk freely as Ogwaja anywhere I go. So I'm not hiding. Atoro. And then we go to another one. He say, Ekwensu. Born Nnamdi Kanu Oko. He say, God bless George ONYIBE. My brother, God bless you. You are part of the liberated. And then you have Jackson again. Let's leave the demented one. Who is this one? Obasiago. You say ONYIBE. Just like your father, you are correct. Then who is another one? Just look at all of them. Just look at all of them. Learn the lesson. Now, let's assume all these courses were to have effect. You see, Nnamdi Kanu for don't use mouth cause all the whole Igbo people to death. Nnamdi Kanu and his follower for don't use their mouth cause all of una to die finish. All of una. But thank God, Madu Aburo. If say all these can cause they kill, Buhari for don't die tete, Tinubu for don't die tete, police for checking point, all of them for don't die. All the army we don't slap you when you no do anything, all of them for don't die. But you see, man is not God. But so the normal human being, Ndibo that have sense, normal human being should know how hopeless all of you idiots are and disassociate yourself. When you come to somebody's platform, whether what he's saying is wrong or right, try to point the person to the right direction. If you cannot contribute to them positively, ignore or avoid them. Don't show you are a scalawa, a hopeless animal without future. This is how the world are viewing you. Now let me tell you, I was approached by a particular law firm in America. They are not Nigerians. And I was shocked what they told me. They say, we are following your platform. We notice a kind of leadership in the way you behave. We see your resilience and resistance spirit. Even when it is unpopular to attend to some issues, you address them. We say we want to work with you. For some reason, I declined. And then for you saying, show your face, I'll be going from village to village, from Amandoba to Nkure, from Nkure to Olo, Nempe. I'm going to Oko, Zakembia. I will be touring the whole Nigeria, from Kaduna to Meduguri to Zambisa Forest. We have been there now. I go Sambisa Forest, go convert Nigerian Igbo army, Nigerian Biafran army, inside Sambisa Forest. Me and Waka Waka Biafra. Sit our people with the army for one hall. Teach them better lesson. You go see real salvation. Atoro. He say, show your face. Don't worry. The time will come. Since we have few idiots here who belong to Nnamdi Kanu, we bring the program to an end. My people, let's learn a lesson from what is happening. If you like, blame me from here till tomorrow. If I like, I blame Nnamdi Kanu till tomorrow. If we like, we blame ourselves. We are where they want us to be. But you see what? We need to learn a lesson. And when that is done, all will be well. I still remain Judge ONYIBE, and I'm going to sign off from here. Don't think you have been abandoned. We are following up situation and circumstance. There are things that bounce at night. What we are doing is to respond to them. Many of them would have sold you, destroyed you, finish you. They will use you to gain political relevance. We are the one preventing them. We may not confront them holistically, but we know where we hold them. We know where we are holding them. So God is watching over genuine people. Please help to support a genuine process that will secure our future. That is all we want. I sign off from here. Do have a nice day.